She Rises began out of this picture that God gave me from the book of Proverbs. And there's a verse in chapter 31 that says that our value as women is far above rubies and pearls. So it's emphasizing our worth and our value. And then there's another verse in there that talks about being a woman who rises in the midst of challenge and adversity. Maybe when everybody else is collapsing, we're supposed to be the woman who rises. And so it was that picture that God spoke to me, about becoming that woman, about knowing my worth and my value, and being a woman committed to making a difference. And then I started gathering some other women who needed to know that message too. And we began to go on this journey of discovering our worth and our value and making a difference in the world. So it became a small gathering, and then it just became gatherings over the years. And you know what? Something really powerful happens when women gather.
Yeah. You know, it was about 22 years ago, in a defining moment for me, that I felt like God gave me this vision to see women awakened to purpose and to the presence of God. And that has really steered the course of my life since that moment. But in 2009, I found myself just questioning, were some of the dreams that are in my heart, had I created them, or was it really God? And I attended a conference and found myself just surrounded by thousands of women who were worshiping God. And I so clearly heard God say, "This is what I've called you to." And I don't think I understood the significance at that time, but that conference happened to be She Rises. And I've been coming to She Rises ever since.
And you know, many of you, perhaps like Megan, you've been on this journey with me throughout the years, this journey of She Rises, or maybe some of you have been to some of it. And you've been with me as we've been in different venues, in the small venues, all the way to the iconic Dolby Theater in Hollywood with thousands and thousands of women. And it's just been so exciting. But honestly, for me, the thing that always gets me every time is just the stories of life change. You know, there have been women who have come and for the first time heard the message that they are valuable, that they are daughters of a king, they have worth and value. And then there's women who come and have gotten free from addictions, women who've come and have found the courage to actually be that girl who makes a difference in the world. And so it's the stories of life change, honestly, that just fuel my heart every year.
Yeah. You know, it was about 11 years ago that my husband, Carrie, and I moved to Southern California to plant the Movement Church. And we got introduced to Pastor Philip and Pastor Holly, and just grew to love them. And they became our pastors and served on our board at the Movement Church. And we were just developing a relationship there. And as we were planting the Movement Church, I was so excited about what it was going to look like to gather the girls in our region. And I felt like God challenged me and asked me, would you be willing to lay down the dream, some of the plans you've made in your own mind, and lay it down and come alongside of Holly to help her build She Rises? And that was a significant moment for me, because it was a decision to say, okay, God, not my will, but yours be done. And so from that point forward, I made a decision to come alongside of Holly, and I basically served my way into Holly's world, just finding anything and everything that I could do to help her build She Rises. And it's just so crazy to see how God was working strategically in those details behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that he spoke that to you. And you know, as I reflect back just on all the moments, I don't know that I fully understood all of the moments that kind of lead into this one. And I do remember after every conference, after every gathering, I would say, what's next? You know, what's next? What is next for the gathering of God's girls? What is the next part of the story?
Yeah, She Rises started in Holly's heart and hands, and about a decade later was birthed in my heart. And here we are in this season now, adventurously expectant for what God has next for the gathering of his girls as we prepare to partner together for She Rises.
You know, as as you look back over the pages of your life, and as you look back over the pages of your life, I imagine there are some that are hard. There are some challenging pages. But I do know in my own life, there have been the challenging ones, but I do know that I have seen the faithfulness of God throughout every page.
And as you stand in the now, you might find yourself facing the uncertainty of the unknown. Or maybe dust has settled on some of the dreams that are in your heart. Maybe you find yourself discouraged and disappointment having set in, and you're wondering, what is God going to do next? Well, there's good news for us.
Yeah, I just want to encourage you, no matter where you are, God is doing a new thing.
Yeah,
He's doing a new thing.
He is. So we want to invite you to join us for She Rises 2023.
We'll see you there.